Morning, Brian King here. If you happen to be watching me live on Facebook, please comment #live. If you're watching the replay, please type #replay. Got a lot of reflections here on this sunny morning. I tried to get rid of as many of them as I could, but there's only so much you can do, so enjoy them. I had a wonderful experience yesterday being interviewed by two wonderful ladies for their podcast. And one question came up, something that I haven't shared too openly, publicly, but there's such an important lesson attached to it that I wanted to bring you in on it. Recently, through some medical testing, there was some fear by a few of my doctors that I may have some kind of blood cancer. So that sent me into a tailspin, needless to say. You know, I had cancer when I was 18, and the idea of having it again and how disruptive it can be to life and how it can end life. Fortunately, it turns out that I do have a rare blood disorder that's very, very treatable, and it's being treated, and it's not cancer. However, through that experience, it causes you to, or at least it caused me to do some life review. Am I happy with the life I've been living? Because so much of how I've been living, which is encouraged a lot by the way people think these days, is you've got to do more, you've got to earn more, you've got to be bigger, you got to think bigger. And so much of my life has been about chasing bigger dollars and more stuff and all that. So I really got reconnected in a more intense way with the experience of the moment and the life I'm living today. And one question that kept coming up in my mind, and this is ultimately what I want to share with you, is the question, if I died tonight, would I be happy? Would I be proud with how I showed up today? Because I'm reminded more than ever, I'm 48 years old, but who the heck says my number isn't up tonight when I close my eyes? This flu season has been pretty harsh on people. You're reading stories about 9-year-olds who are being sent home with a sinus infection, being told it's a virus that has to run its course, and the child dies a week later. Babies dying, mothers dying from the flu, something that happens every year and seems pretty run-of-the-mill, and yet so many people are dying from it. And I can't speak for them. I can only think about the contribution I'm making and asking myself, what if I got struck with some funky virus with a bad case of the flu? My system is really weak anyway from all the other stuff I have going on. So it's pretty reasonable that something could hit me at any time. I could close my eyes and that's it. So I could fret over that. I could be anxious about that and be very, very attached to this life and all of this stuff that I convinced myself that I have to do in order to lead a quality life, when all I can really do anything about is how I show up today, how I show up for you, how I show up for my wife, for my kids. And yeah, there are going to be times I screw it up daily sometimes. So how do I do right in those moments? Sometimes the best you can do is apologize sincerely. Not, all right, I'm sorry, just to end the argument, but to sincerely reach into your heart and apologize because something you did caused pain that you did not intend. If you do that, can you go to bed at night and say to yourself, am I proud of how I showed up today? If you can do that every single day of your life, you can go to sleep without regret. Learn from the lessons of your past. I don't care how hard, how traumatic they were. Some are tougher than others. But in the depth of that pain, there is profound wisdom if you want to go there. And you can go to sleep without regret because maybe you didn't do all the work that was available. But did you do work? Did you extract some wisdom, some lessons? Are you better? Have you grown? Did those lessons empower you and compel you to show up in a better way for your fellow human being? Yes? Great. You can close your eyes without regret. So that's just one of the things I've been thinking about. I wanted to share with you for what it's worth. If it has any value for you, let me know. I'd appreciate it. If you think this is a ton of BS and it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. We're not all walking the same path. And if there's somebody you think could benefit from this message, please share it. Hopefully they'll thank you for it. And don't forget, making peace with your life, making the most of yourself and the gifts you have are things that I teach people to do every single day as their coach. And if that's something that interests you, reach out to me and we can discuss the particulars. In the meantime, this has been Brian, and remember, life is good.